Welcome to Ivor Studio's School of Music. Let's do a little deeper dive into these major and minor chords. Now this is directly from the Language of Music Level 1, Lesson number 10, where we show you the difference between a major and a minor triad. Triad is a three-note chord, and they're made up of intervals. The major triad is made up of a major third and a perfect fifth, and then a minor triad is made up of a minor third and a perfect fifth. So the major third, bum ba, minor third, bum ba. So a major triad, bum bum ba, minor triad, bum bum ba. And the difference with a chord technically is anything that has two notes together at the same time. But for our purposes, we're doing a 4-note chord. And all we're doing is we're adding one more note, which is the octave note from whatever the bottom note is. So in this case, we're adding the F up at the top for both. And that gives us our root position 4-note chord. Bum 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 ba. Bum 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 ba. Now when we do triads, we're doing root position and we're doing inversions. An inversion is when you're taking the position of the bottom note and changing it, or changing where the root is placed. In root position, the root is at the bottom. Then we take the root and we move it up to the top. Now our root is here, and this is called first inversion. Then we move that bottom note up one more time, and the root moves into the middle. Let's do that. Put a little line there so we know which one we're talking about. Second inversion. Now because we're doing chords, what we're going to do again is take that bottom note and add it to the top as an octave. So look what happens to the shape of each one of these, where we have now a positioning of this perfect fourth. And that's how you identify where the inversion is. Let's have a look down here. We'll write it out so we can see it a little more clearly. Let's do a nice, simple, how about a G major chord? So there's G, B, D, and then the octave G on the top, G major. Remember, this is root quality. Again, you can find that lesson in the Language of Music. Then we move up so that B is the bottom note. This would be called a G/B because B is the lowest note. And then one more time, and you guessed it, this is G/D because D is the bass note. They are all G major chords. But here we have root position, first inversion, second inversion. Bum 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 ba. Bum 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 ba. Bum 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 ba. Always listen to where that perfect fourth is. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 ba. There it is in the middle. Bum 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 ba bum 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 ba ba. There it is at the bottom. So when it's in the middle, first inversion at the bottom, second inversion at the top, in root position. Now for practice. In order to practice these, one effective way is to actually choose a note. Let's do bass clef again. How about we'll do A. And what you want to do is try and figure out how to sing a root position, a first inversion, and a second inversion all off of the same note. So when we do an A, if I'm going to do an A major chord, I need A, C sharp, E, and A. Now, if I do a first inversion, that's going to be this note here. So I need to start it down here on F. So my notes for the first inversion are A, C, F, and A. And then a second inversion means that I have to start way down here on a D. And I'll need an F sharp. So we go F sharp, A, D, F sharp. Here's my chord here. What do those sound like? So the idea is that we sing this in root position. Bum, 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 ba. Root position. Now we start on the same note. Bum, bum, minor third, perfect fourth. Bum, 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 bum. There's our first inversion. And now the perfect fourth right off the bat. Bum, 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 ba. So there's our different inversions with the same note on the bottom. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 ba. There we go. There's a root position. That would be A. First inversion, F/A. Second inversion, D/A. Let's try minor ones. So here we're going to start with a minor third. And here we're going to need sharps on F sharp and C sharp to make our first inversion. And then our second inversion, pretty simple, we just take away the sharp. And there we have A minor, F sharp minor /A, and then D minor /A. Let's see if we can do those. Bum, 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 ba. Minor root. Bum, 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 ba. Minor first inversion. Bum, 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 ba. Minor second inversion. There you go. Good little way to practice your major and minor root position, first and second inversion. Go to it. Good luck. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.